are being pretty tight-lipped about it.
I'm sure.
You know, the way that this could have been prevented, when you look at the state auditor's website, there hasn't been an audit that's been done at Durham County Public Schools or at Charlottenburg Schools. So if nobody is looking at the process and procedures that are in place, you can't prevent these kind of things from happening. Yeah, I used to work in banking. That's where I have a professional background in. And one of the things that we used to do a lot of was stress testing on our processes and procedures, where you would take an outside individual that may know nothing about a department or an agency and basically go in and try to break the procedures that you have and question every element of it. And really, that's what the state auditor's office can and should be doing to make sure that everything is functioning the way it needs to be.
Mm-hmm. Well, prevention, as they say, one small part of prevention is better than a whole bunch of parts of uh-ohs.
Yeah.
When you have to go back and cure it, and it's not fair on either side. The system should not have overpaid. I can't understand how they do that. Explain that to me. The people get pretty much the same paycheck month after month after month after month, right?
Yeah. So how it is that they do not have a process in place to prevent the payroll from being messed up, it absolutely baffles me. I mean, it's not like the payroll process is, a person sitting there writing a check to every person every week. It's all in the computer. It's an automated process.
Correct.
It should be fairly straightforward to make it so that doesn't happen. It again comes back to, what are they doing? What are their controls that are in place? Are they doing their own internal audits to ensure that, the amount of money that they're supposed to be having going out matches with what has been planned? And it seems to be that that's not the case. It's going on for months.
Were any administrators from principals all the way to the superintendent, were their paychecks different?
From what it has been reported, it looks like it was just front level teachers.
Huh.
Which makes it, to me, even worse because, they're the ones that are really out there doing the work day in and day out of educating.
Yep.
From folks that I've talked to across the state, I've been to over 89 counties, and, people talk about how we need to support education more and we need more funding for education. And the question that I come back with is, I'm like, look, I agree, we fully need to fund education, but I want to make sure the money is allocated correctly, that it's not just going to administrative bloat or, errors in overpayments. It needs to make sure it's actually getting down to the students and to the teachers that are doing the work, not just so we can hire more assistant principals and more deans to tell teachers what they already need to do.
I'm just not getting it. That's an oversight, and it's a ridiculous oversight. Should never have occurred.
Agree 100%.
I have a question, Charles.
It's with your money.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's where, you hear this stuff in the news, and we've gotten so numb to these types of things occurring that people just brush it off. But imagine if somebody went into your bank account today and took money out. You would be raising a storm about it.
Absolutely.
Same thing, because they're taking your taxes that you provided and wasting it.
Yeah. Now, Lee has a question for you.
Hi, Charles. This is Lee. Listen, I was studying your platform earlier, and you brought up about conducting audits of the processes and procedures occurring at the State and County Board of Elections. Currently, North Carolina has nearly 200,000 voters who do not have an ID or Social Security number in the voter rolls. I wanted to ask you about that because what kind of ID are you talking about? Because I don't have my Social Security or driver's license number in the voter rolls.
So when you go to register to vote, and this is according to the State Board of Elections' own data,
okay,
there is nearly 200,000 people that when they registered to vote, they did not provide a social security number or a ID number.
Yeah, I never have.
When
And
you registered to vote, you did. You may not realize it. Did you register at the DMV?
No, I registered at the County Board of Elections, but it was many years ago. But I mean, I don't show anything on my records as providing an ID. Maybe I did at the time because I would have been
Yeah, so
18
it
at the
wouldn't
time.
show it. It wouldn't show it on the front end when you go and look up your information in the system.
Right.
But when the State Board of Elections has their own internal information, and when they release reports,
Right.
they don't say the individuals that are missing that vote, but on their records that they release, they show nearly 200,000 people.
Well, going back to
that's
voter
okay.
registration back when, working with the GOP, when we did voter registration drives, et cetera, people would come in and on the form itself, it was not required that they put a social security number or a driver's license number down. And we did many of our registration and turned it in without that information. So
Yeah,
is
and
this
that's
what you're
where
talking
the Board of
about?
Elections, yeah, the Board of Elections is supposed to confirm these people's information, whether it's on the documents or after the fact, and they're not.
Okay.
And that's by their own statement.
Ouch.
That makes me as a voter sit there and go, well, how do I know that my elections are safe and secure if you don't really even know who these people are?
That's a
Okay.
good point.
Huh.
Yeah, because I know we would have like back in 2015 when we were doing voter registrations. That's when Trump was running for the first time. And I told you, we had people coming in there 60 plus years of age that had never registered to vote in their life.
Mhm.
And they were registering, but on the forms itself, and I think we have some right here. We'll take a look. It was not required to put your driver's license or social security number down. We took their name,
Yeah,
address.
It may have been in the past, like a long time ago, but I can tell you right now, you can look at a voter registration form, line 3, North Carolina driver's license / ID number or the last 4 of your social security number.
Right.
And
yeah.
what's really sad about this form, if you look at it right now, it actually has an option. I do not have a driver's license or a social security number. Well, I have a question.
I got a question too.
There is somebody walking around in North Carolina that is able to register to vote, and they don't have a social security number, and they don't have any type of an ID number. Who are these people?
They're called
Are they
illegal
actually North
aliens.
Carolina citizens? Well, I mean, I can only assume because I can't verify it, right? And this is on the Board of Elections. What are they doing to make sure our elections are safe and secure?
Brings up a great
And
point.
you can pull the form up yourself.
Yes, what
I
I'm
would
trying to
encourage
do
your
right
listeners
now.
to pull it up and watch and read it.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that. We will pull it up. And Lee's probably pulling it up right now.
I'm
But
working on it. Yeah, it was interesting when I read that. I was like, since when was it required? So evidently it was added after the fact, but I'm going to look it up. But thanks, because that's interesting information. Yeah.
all right, Charles, is there a place people can find out more information about you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can visit my website at charlesdingy.com. Easy way to remember my name is I'm Charles Dingy, and I'll be stingy with your money.
I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. And I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Charles, thank you for your time this morning,
Thanks,
sir.
Charles.
Heck yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I do too. We do appreciate it. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane and Associates Family Dentistry.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843. If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station. Complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And if you folks are trying to follow us on Facebook and YouTube or whatever right now, there are issues out there. It's not really our issues. We do have internet here and it's working, but Facebook keeps dropping stuff out. So we don't know what's going on. It's just kind of really screwy. But there's a thing called radio, radio, 97.1 FM, 1120 AM. You can also go to WSME971.com and you can hear us from India if you got an internet over there, but you can hear it worldwide on the web, our site there. Got a dog underneath the desktop here. So anyway, coming up at a little after 8 o'clock, we've got another candidate who's going to be calling in, right?
Yes, Hal Weatherman. In fact, he came in on our show
He did.
last month. We was in town, popped in. He's going to be calling this morning and giving us an update on his.
Because he's running for.
He's running for lieutenant governor.
Mhm. So-
If you remember, he was chief of staff for Lieutenant Governor Dan Forrest.
Yes.
He was chief of staff for U.S. Representative Sue Myrick. And he's president of an election integrity type thing. He's very well versed in government. So
Yeah. He's a nice guy.
yes, he is.
So he'll be joining us this morning about 8 o'clock. If you've got questions, call us now. We'll ask them. You won't have a chance to talk with him direct, but you can call us or send us on Facebook or email or, whatever, however carrier pigeon works. That's good. No problem.
Oh.
And let
Fingers
us-
crossed, everything's
Ooh,
working well
ooh,
right now.
shh.
Guys,
Don't speak like that.
it's certainly giving me a run this morning.
It is.
Well,
Wow.
I've got two things. Yesterday afternoon at 2, I'm looking at my phone, 2:21. So I was driving, we were out putting out some campaign signs, and I get, when you get an Amber Alert, like your phone will buzz. So my
Okay.
phone buzz is that buzzy, and then my Apple Watch buzz as well because it's connected to my phone. And so I get an emergency alert, and I thought I was
About
driving. It gets better. I automatically thought it was an Amber Alert because the buzzing on my phone sounded like it. That the one that comes across, and then it was on my watch. So when I pulled over, I'm going to read this to you because Robin did not get it. This is so bizarre. And nobody else in the car with me, and there were 2 other people, they didn't get
So
it.
you were targeted.
Emergency alert. Now here it is. I'm showing it to you.
I see it, but I
Okay.
can't read it.
The shelter in your home request has been issued by the fire department. The gas leak has been secured and everything is clear now.
And that was Swansboro.
Were you in the Swansboro area?
Yeah, close by there. Yeah.
That's
Well,
right.
it does it by your location.
Okay. Oh, cool. Okay. So Swansboro had a problem.
They had a gas leak in one of the stores up near the mall, I believe it was.
I don't know.
Yes, yes, they did, and they had evacuated several stores and closed off the area.
Okay.
Oh, that explains, because I was like, but why did the other people in the car not get it? Nobody else got it but me.
I don't know.
I just have a special phone.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you get code reds?
Yes.
Did the others get code reds?
Yeah. And they also we all get Amber Alerts, because that's originally what I thought it was. I was driving, so without looking.
Maybe the chamber director is listening. He'll
Very
call
cool.
us and give us
Yeah.
an update
Well, that's
on
good
all
to know,
that.
because I was like,
Right.
what is this? All right. Now, the next thing. So
Okay, that's one.
see what is it? Southern Alamance. Let me look now. Southern Alamance Middle School has decided to remove all the bathroom mirrors to stop students from leaving class to go to the bathroom and making TikTok videos. So they will go. What the school spokesperson said, the kids were leaving the classroom and they were spending long periods of time in the bathroom making TikTok videos. So
About
they're like,
what?
whatever middle school kids think's important to make a TikTok video, who knows? So they said, all right, we got you. So they just decided that they are going to remove all the bathroom mirrors.
That's a good idea. I like it.
Because they're saying some kids say the school system said that, I'm reading this now, on average, students use a restroom between 3 to 4 times a day, but that has increased steadily to 7, 8, and 9 times a day. And what they're doing is making these TikTok videos. So, and here's another thing that came to my attention Friday. I was in a meeting here with some people from other agencies throughout Onslow County. And we were talking about bullying in the schools and that kind of thing. We were talking about digital bullying, and they had told me something that I have not heard yet, would not make sense. I had one of my kid clients commented on this, and I didn't know what they were talking about. So they're saying they're seeing an increase of bullying here, not, because this online bullying by these kids are brutal, where I've seen the messages where they'll literally say, kill yourself. But another thing these kids are doing is filming other kids in the bathroom and then so that we were talking about these kids that will take like naked selfies of themselves and send them. And we were talking about, that can be considered disseminating child porn, even if it's themselves. And they said, yeah, now they're taking kids of over, and I'm assuming they meant the way they talked about it unknowingly, not like, hey, film me in the bathroom kind of thing. Like it's meant to like shame and degrade.
Oh,
What's
God.
wrong with these kids?
They should be suspended.
Yes, absolutely.
They should be flogged.
But law enforcement does sometimes get involved with the
Sure.
when they're sending like these topless pictures and stuff these middle school kids send. And because I had a client that had got in trouble for it, and they were like, but it was of myself. I'm like, honey, it doesn't matter. You are underage.
And you're disseminating
It's
pornographic material.
yes.
Kiddie
I
porn.
mean, and these kids don't understand that. But yeah, so good on Southern Alamance for taking all the mirrors out of the bathroom. I'm all about it. I mean, it's sad that it has to come to that, because how many mirrors are involved? I don't know.
That's expensive. And then what do you
it
do with the
is.
mirrors? Wait till the
point.
kids grow up?
I don't know. I mean,
Whatever.
because they're saying we're trying to limit distractions so the kids can focus. They sent a letter to the parents. They're like, this is an adjustment. And also they're doing a digital hall pass system. I don't know what that means either.
Digital hall pass.
Yeah. I think you get it on your phone, but see, some
Why do
schools don't
all of
allow
these kids
phones.
have phones in school?
It's a good question. I
That's a
don't know.
total distraction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that many years ago. They wouldn't even
Yeah.
allow you to carry a beeper in school
hmm
when they had pagers.
Yeah.
I remember the pagers. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so I get it. I clever to use the mirror. I wouldn't have even thought of that. I wouldn't have said, but yeah,
You're not conniving like little kids are.
no.
Let's take a break. You're live at Local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSMA. Our number 910-333-0139. Again, 910-333-0139.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures. and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? Great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Flatwoods Outfitters of Hubert looks forward to serving you throughout the new year with all your sporting arm needs and personal safety. Located at 111 Second Amendment Lane in Hubert between Jacksonville and Swansboro, Flatwoods Outfitters is Onslow County's oldest firearm facility. Flatwoods Outfitters has a long gun or pistol in stock to fit your need, whether for hunting or personal safety. Take advantage of their outdoor shooting range to practice or to learn how to safely operate your firearm, which Flatwoods highly recommends. At Flatwoods, you can sight in your scope to be sure of perfect accuracy to bag that trophy. They carry all the major brand names of long guns, shotguns, and pistols, as well as ammunition. If you are interested in a concealed weapon permit, Flatwoods Outfitters can assist with that also. Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, just off Highway 24 in Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and Constitution.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back, and we do have our delegation from Onslow County, Mr. Buchanan and company. Onslow, he just sent me a text, and he's en route to Raleigh.
Yes.
Yay. Go for it.
Commissioner Buchanan, Chairman Tim Foster, and the county manager, Dave Smitherman.
Yep, you got it
Yes,
right.
they're all three going.
And I don't know whether any other locals are going or not.
I know Commissioner Knapp was supposed to go, but didn't have
He's
a
gotta
meeting or
speak
something.
at the
Yes.
mental health opening, so
Okay.
he couldn't go.
All right. Oh, that's good. And my wife is on her way home, and she's going to get right smack dab in the middle of Raleigh traffic. So I'll see her tomorrow sometime.
Yeah, I know she'll be stuck in that mess.
Coming from Greensboro. Yeah, what a mess. What a mess. Okay, what else we got going on? Trump to DeSantis said yesterday, he said, congratulations for running a good campaign, but also congratulations for seeing the handwriting on the wall and getting out. Well, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
And-
that's what I told you. He went from DeSanctimonious
Yes,
to
and then he became
DeSantis.
Yes, DeSantis.
DeSantis.
So anyway, he's doing that, and Nikki Haley is looking for the DeSantis supporters, and she would like to lure them over to her camp. So we'll have to wait and see what that poll does, and see how she scores in the next poll out there. You never know. Yeah, they may go her way. They may be Trump haters or whatever. They may go that way. I don't know.
Well, I think the writing's on the wall. We know who's going to win the primaries.
If he's allowed to
If he's
run.
allowed to run. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. So, well, we'll have to wait and see if we got any other political surprises coming up.
Could be.
You never know. Somebody Somebody may pull something, some investigator, some attorney general, some U.S. attorney, somebody somewhere may pull some stuff out they've been saving for all this time and throw it out there and see what happens.
Or you still have the no label party that may end up putting somebody on the ballot. So.
Yeah, well,
I bet they put Manchin out there, Manchin on the ballot for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there were several names mentioned.
Mhm.
So it's going to be interesting.
yep. Who we got here?
I'm gonna roll back and hit Jake.
Good morning. How are you?
Hey, Rayford, it's Whitney.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. I'm on my way to work this morning. Did y'all see what happened with the teachers in Charlotte?
No.
The ones
Charlotte,
the ones that
no.
got overpaid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they were like, I guess they paid an accidental bonus to them of like $1,250.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think they deserve it personally. So I'd say let them keep that money.
Now they're going to take it back.
As a taxpayer, I say let them keep
I
it.
thought so too. Yeah. And then they were like, well, you can either pay it back in your February lump sum payment, or we'll give you like 3 months to pay it back. Because a lot of people, catching up from Christmas, probably paying off credit cards, whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, they were like payroll error. But they sent it was like $280,000 that had gone out to Charlotte teachers.
Ouch.
I don't know. My thing would I'd probably fire the person and then let the teachers keep it.
They need to keep that money.
Well, you know,
like that.
the problem is the teachers, did they not realize that they had been overpaid? I mean, I've never been overpaid, but I'm sure that if I had been, I would have recognized it right away.
Yeah, but then, talking amongst everybody, if everybody got the same overpayment.
Yeah, and it could have been they could have thought maybe they were given stipends for classroom materials. Maybe they thought, I don't know. But once again,
Right, because it's right in the middle. It's after the first semester.
Yeah.
The first semester. So you're going into the second semester. I mean, I don't know. I probably personally would have questioned it. But I mean, if I went to all my teacher friends and was like, hey, something weird happened, they're like, oh, yeah, me too. I would have been like, oh, crap, someone must have voted on something that we didn't hear. We
Yeah.
missed.
I would have been asking questions.
I still think they ought to keep the money. I mean, I think they should be allowed to. Because because for some of them, if they're going to lump sum it, that's going to be their entire paycheck. They only, they get paid once a month.
Mhm.
So
Well, they can pay it back over 3 months.
yeah, but why do they have to pay it back? I say let them keep it.
It would be
Well,
nice.
For all that they have to endure and for the amount of money they pay out of pocket,
Well,
please. It's going to equate to more than what they are, what they got
If
overpaid.
you go to the ATM machine and it punches out $500 instead of $100 when you put your card in,
Mhm.
you're going to just go take that and run away and spend it?
Well, first of all, the ATM machine's coming out of my own account. So I know how much I'm getting out.
Uh-huh.
It's my money.
But you punched in $100,
Uh-huh.
but it won't be coming out of your.
But it's linked to
Mechanical error.
but it's still linked to your account.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be, unless the ATM machine's completely faulty.
When they give you too much money back in change at the grocery store, do you ever give it back to them?
Well, I don't pay in cash.
Oh.
So I don't have that problem. I don't carry cash. So
All right,
Yeah.
folks, do not try to rob Kelly. She doesn't have any
Or
money.
you won't get anything out of me.
You won't get
even
anything out
get
of
a
me.
checkbook
No,
because
I don't have a
even use
checkbook.
checks.
no. So yeah, I
Oh, that
mean,
reminds me
yeah.
too. I
Uh-oh.
forgot to take my driver's license back out. Put it in my wallet.
yikes.
Just reminded me. Okay,
All right.
good.
Hey, appreciate the call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, we go. We got to take a break, do Fox News, and
Hal
we'll be back
Weatherman.
on the other side. So, Hal Weatherman, hang in there for just a minute. We'll be right back with you, sir. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Fox News is now.
USME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Former President Trump is thanking Ron DeSantis for his endorsement now that the Florida governor has dropped out of the race for the Republican nomination.
A lot of the things that he wanted, I wanted. And I think, in fact, I noticed people commentary this saying, well, all of those people that would be for him would be for Trump.
And this leaves just Nikki Haley as Trump's main competition going into tomorrow's New Hampshire primary.
I think this is about how do we go in a conservative direction, but also do it in a way that it's younger. It's not the names of the past, but it's going forward with new solutions for the future. People want that. They're tired of the same old thing.
Trump and Haley, they're both on Fox on the campaign trail in New Hampshire. 47 people are reported to have been buried in a landslide in a remote village in southwestern China, with 2 rescued and 9 bodies recovered so far. Rescuers and survivors are dealing with freezing weather there, snow and icy roads. The landslide hit about 18 homes just before 6 a.m. in Langshui, China. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okay, it's about 8:02, and welcome back to the show. And everything seems to be working now. Thank goodness. So, and on the line with us, Hal Weatherman, a candidate for lieutenant governor here in the great state of North Carolina. Good morning. How are you?
Thanks for having me on again.
Yes, our pleasure. We do appreciate it. You were out there stumping really hard, and
He's
walking the
working
streets and all
hard.
that sort of good stuff.
We are. I've got a big 37-foot campaign bus that we travel around the state in, and
Good.
I've already been to all 100 counties multiple times. But I've the day that I filed for office, which was December 7th, on the same day that I filed officially to make it official, I actually completed my 100 county tour, and I'm very proud of that.
Wow.
I'm proud of my team, because there was a lot of logistics involved in that, and it's just the style of campaign that we're trying to run. We're trying to connect with people personally in a 30-second world, 30-second soundbite world. We're trying to do kind of the old school method of connecting with people. And the only way to do that is to go face to face with them and to meet with them and to travel around this great state and to take our message to them and to be unfiltered and to hear them. And people respond well to that. I think it's what we need more of in politics, to be brutally honest.
And it's kind of like talk radio. Your comments to the media are not edited.
Right.
That's exactly right. It's exactly right. And it's honestly, it's as good for the candidate as well. I mean, I think it's good for the people always when a politician or an aspiring politician, whatever, comes to meet with them. I mean, think about it like this. When a politician is running for office or a person's running for office, let's get real. It's in their best interest to meet with the voters, right? And I always tell people, if a politician will come to you, or if a person will come to you and meet with you when it's in their best interest, once they're elected, do you think they're going to come back when it's in your best interest? And so, if you stop and think about that, that's a true statement. And so, I'm trying to right now I'm campaigning for the Republican nomination. And so I'm trying to let the Republican Party know this is the same intensity and passion and logistics and strategy and all that I will do if you award me with your nomination this fall or next, this fall against the Democrats, that this is what it takes. And so I'm trying to show people how hard I will work if you award me with the nomination. And I think that's important because there's a lot of good conservatives running for office, and I just tell people it's no longer good enough just to be right on the issues, because there's several of us that are pretty lock, stock, and barrel on the conservative side.
Yes.
But you have to have the strategy, you have to have the desire, you have to have the logistical ability to deliver that message to the people and win. And so that's what we're trying to do, is build a winning campaign from a grassroots perspective, which is my background, because I believe in the people. And so it's fun, though. It's a challenge to travel the state. I mean, like I said, we've been at this for over a year now. We started last January, and already gone 100 counties. We've gone to 35 counties 5 or more times. So, I mean, when you start looking at it from that standpoint, we've basically done enough travel to almost traverse the whole state twice.
Wow.
This is a very large state. But this is what it takes, to win this level of race.
In my 75 years on this earth, I have, I'm almost 76. My God. I don't think that I have hit all 100 counties. I probably have only been to about 60, 70% at the most during all the travels that I've done. Congratulations.
Some of these counties are very remote, as you know, and very rural. But I love our state. I love the diversity of the state. I love, because 85 of our 100 counties are rural, I think it's safe to say I spend most of my time, in rural areas.
Sure.
And I love it. I I love the people. I think the people are our greatest asset of the state. And there's a big difference between the value sets and what's important to people, in rural North Carolina and maybe some of the big urban centers. I mean, human nature is the same, regardless of where you live. But it's unless you go out there, I hear from people in the far west and in the far east. In the far west, they'll say people stop at Asheville and don't realize there's another whole western North Carolina after Asheville. And I hear from people out east, people stop at 95 and there's another whole world east of 95.
And we're proud of it.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, they're both right. And, but, I try to spend as much time in those areas as possible. And I try to show as much attention and care to some of the smaller counties than I do to, the Mecklenburg counties or Forsyth counties or the larger ones.
I have one of your door hangers here in front of me, and it says, Hal on the issues. Some interesting issues. I would have expected all of them, that you're pro, no doubt about it. You want to kind of highlight some of the ones that folks may not be thinking about when they think, well, why Hal?
Sure. Well, I mean, in general, I'm a limited government, constitutional Christian conservative. And I think you have to put that out first, because you can't predict what the liberal left is going to throw in front of us in this election, or if I win when I govern. I ran Dan Force's re-elect campaign for lieutenant governor in 2016. If you would have asked me at the beginning of that campaign, what would this campaign be about? In a million years, I would have not have predicted that the liberal left would have chosen to frame that election about which bathroom you go to.
Yeah.
So you can't predict what they're going to do. And so I think it's important to establish, first of all, are you a limited government constitutional conservative? Because whatever it is that the woke agenda throws in front of us, will you stand in the gap based on traditional Judeo-Christian values? And the answer to that is yes. I'm pro Second Amendment very strongly, and I think that you have to put that out there very strong in everything that you put out now, because I think the left is going after our Second Amendment rights to ultimately go after our First Amendment rights. Without the Second Amendment, there is no First Amendment. And if you look at culture after culture, society after society that has banned private citizens owning weapons, then you see that they traditionally go immediately after the First Amendment. I actually think they're going after both. The left is going after both the First and the Second Amendment now with passion. If you look at big tech and what they're doing to censor on all the social media platforms, shadow banning and things of that nature, they're not even hiding it anymore. And so I think now more than ever, you have to establish I'm for the Second Amendment and also the First Amendment as well. I talk a lot about self-sufficiency, which is not an easy concept to talk about in a 30-second soundbite, but I want to prepare our families to stand alone in a dangerous world, and I want to prepare our state to be self-sufficient and not so dependent on the federal government. I'm very concerned with the woke agenda. All these three-letter acronyms: SEI, CRT. DEI, all these three-letter acronyms are just the woke agenda broken into its composite DNA, and it's being basically shoved down our throats in every room that you walk in society today. The boardroom, the courtroom, the classroom, the hospital room, and we have to stand up and fight that, because basically they're pushing a Marxist ideology that's trying to divide our country. And it's succeeding, and people are waking up to it, and we need to stand up to it. And so, I think the family is the bedrock. It's the basic unit, the building block, if you will, of our society. And I want to protect our families.
I see here where you're pro-medical freedom. What do you mean by that?
No mandatory vaccines. I'm not anti-vax by any means, but I don't want to be anybody's guinea pig. And I think we certainly saw that during COVID, this effort to force upon people and tie their employment to it or their military service to it. You have to take this experimental. I won't even call it a vaccine because it certainly was not a vaccine at that point at all, and don't believe in that at all. And so I also think just how open the left was during COVID about demanding to know like your vaccination status and things of that. And I think that should be private. I think that's nobody's business, certainly not the government's business. And so, you know, that's what I would mean by that. I think we need to empower the families to do what's best for them and to trust them. See, I trust our people. And, you know, you look at, I'll take Florida, for instance, during COVID. Look at how North Carolina responded and look at how Florida responded and South Dakota responded. And their governors trusted their people and said, this is uncharted territory, but I'm going to start with a position of trust that you're going to do what's in your best interest. And North Carolina overreacted and started mandating just completely arbitrary policies that made absolutely no sense. Just, I mean, they would come out with these mantras like trust the science, as if I don't trust science, right? But I do trust science, but there's no science that says that ABC store can be open during COVID, but a church has to be closed.
That was ridiculous.
Clinics could be open, right? But other facilities had to be closed. That it was okay for a restaurant that serves alcohol to be open, but it's not okay for a bar to be open. I mean, there was no science in that at all, and people were aware of it. But I think they were fearful, and I tell people all the time that times of emergency are when you need to protect your civil liberties the most.
Yeah.
Your civil liberties are there to protect you from the government overreach during times of emergency.
Yeah, I couldn't even get a haircut there for a couple of months.
Which
Seriously.
is insane. Which is insane, right?
Yeah, they
And
closed them
what
all
happened
down.
at the where did all the flu deaths go, by the way? Remember that? Where did
yeah.
all the flu deaths go?
Well, I
Like
know
nobody died of the flu.
I know of 2 flu deaths last week, though.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I'm talking about
During COVID.
Oh, during
the height of
COVID. Yeah.
They
I'm
were there.
sure they were
Every
there. Oh, absolutely. They were there. Yes.
They might have been written off as COVID, but
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And so a lot of fear, a lot of manipulation. And, you know, I challenge people all the time. Reminder, the federal government will give back what it takes. And I promise you the federal government will never return what you willfully surrender to it. And I think we surrendered a lot of civil liberties during COVID. And I just hope it's not a foreshadowing of, you know, what happens when something, what if COVID on steroids comes back?
Mm-hmm.
What if, you know, think about the civil liberties we sacrificed for something that had a 98.8% survival rate for most people that it touched.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if something came along that actually took the life of 1 out of every 10. Could you imagine what we would sacrifice?
Well,
And that's what we have to prepare for. We have to prepare our state to deal with, you know, a precarious world that we live in. And, you know, I tell people this all the time. Just think about the world that we live in, right? When you start to see trains around this country derail carrying strategic materials, and they're derailing in strategic locations, that it, in effect, weaponizes the train. We're seeing that. When you start to see rolling blackouts in North Carolina, which we never saw in our lifetime until last year, we saw one. And now we're already being told that we're going to see more this year. When did that happen in North Carolina? When you start to see poultry plants mysteriously burning up around the country, when you start to see electrical substations be attacked in North Carolina, like in the center part of our state.
There's a plan.
Have replacement parts for. When you see China be allowed to come into North Carolina and buy up our sovereign farmland, and when you see China be allowed to fly a spy balloon over North Carolina, which it did, and on the day it flew over every one of our nuclear power plants, every one of our military installations, all of our critical resources, and our state has to sit by impotently to all of these things and do nothing. That is when you know your state is not prepared for what I call the day of reckoning. And I think that day of reckoning is coming on this country. I really do. It's why I feel called to run this race. It's what's been laid upon my heart to go out and preach a message to our people that prepare your families to stand alone and prepare your state to be self-sufficient. Because otherwise, when that day of reckoning comes, what if it's a financial meltdown of epic proportions? Which is highly likely in today's world. What if it's COVID on steroids that comes back, right? Or what if, and I think this is highly likely, and I think we're actually starting to see it. What if you're a believer, I'm a believer, but if you're a believer, what happens when you go from feeling persecuted for your belief to actually being prosecuted for your belief? See, there's a huge difference there. And I actually think the birth pangs of that are all around our country today. Whatever it is, when the day of reckoning comes in this country, you better hope and pray that you have a constitutional limited government, conservative governor and lieutenant governor in office to stand in the gap. Because if you don't, who are you going to be dependent on? The same federal government that allowed the spy balloon of China to fly over all of our critical resources? See, I'm not going to do that. I don't think people want that. I think they intuitively know that the states are going to have to stand up and be an equal and opposite force. To think about all these ideologies we were just talking about earlier: CRT, DEI, SEL, all these things that are coming into, like I said, into every institution in this country. Right? Who is funding those? The federal government. I hate to say that, but it's true. You go back to almost every one of these things, and there is a federal grant tied to it. And I want our state to develop a backbone and to develop self-sufficiency so that we have the financial wherewithal and the courage and the will to say, just because it's, quote, free money, there is no free money, it's our money. But just because it's, quote, not coming out of our state coffers, it's coming out of the federal coffers, we don't want it. We don't want it, and we won't take it because we don't like what you've attached to it. If we're not self-sufficient, we're literally going to let these ideologies infiltrate every institution in our state. And that's what you're seeing in the schools right now.
A question. Do we have an Air National Guard in North Carolina?
Excuse me.
I know we have National Guard.
We do.
Air National
We
Guard.
have both. We have both ground and air. Yeah.
Okay. I thought we did. But why could we not have launch? We cannot order the Marine Corps, the Army, the Air Force, Coast Guard, or anybody else to go up and shoot down that balloon. But if we got an Air National Guard.
The reconnaissance balloon that flew over the state of North Carolina flew at an altitude that exceeds all fighter jet capabilities in our arsenal. So it's a very logical question you just asked, but they're actually that's why it's basically right at the edge of space as it's flying over, and so it's too high. In answer to your question,
But we did have an Air Force plane to shoot it down, right?
it's the Air Force.
Yes, but we do not have anything like that in our arsenal for the Air National Guard.
Air National Guard primarily are C-130 transport planes.
Okay.
In its arsenal.
Got it.
So these are, going to be more, C-130s used to transport materials, troops, also very much involved in putting out forest fires and things like that.
Familiar with that. Maybe we ought to get a couple of them. Fighter jets.
Well, I think that these are the type of things that, as radical as it might sound, that states are going to have to start asking themselves are they going to have to start, think about Texas, for instance.
Yeah.
Think about what Texas is dealing with right now with their southern border being overrun.
And their governor's working on it.
That's exactly right. They're starting to think like, hey, we're going to have to start protecting ourselves. And I think your question is a very logical question.
Okay.
Is the state going to start investing in equipment and preparations to deal with what they're dealing with?
Hal, I've not looked at any polls for lieutenant governor. Are there any out there, and how are you stacking up if there are?
There are some polls out there. I don't know how many of them are public versus whatnot. We don't. Personally, our campaign doesn't do any polling, but I have seen polls that other groups have done. We're doing very well. I think it's safe to say that the vast majority of the Republican electorate is not overly familiar with any of us. There's 11 of us running, and that's very normal. So, kind of under the radar screen race of the ones that are paying attention, we're doing very well. We're in the lead, and feel good about that. But the vast majority of the people do not know any of us, which means, our race will come down to, just like in life, you got to finish strong, right? No matter how you've campaigned, no matter how you've done, we still have about 7 weeks left. Technically, voting's already started. Absentee balloting started last Friday, where people can cast an absentee by mail ballot. February 15th is when early voting in person starts. And then, of course, the election is March 5th. And so it really comes down to the nuts and bolts now of turning out your people. You know, you spend the first year of the campaign acquiring. You travel the state, you acquire people, you build resources, you build contacts, and then you spend the last maybe 2 months of the campaign mobilizing, and you switch from acquisition to mobilization. And our campaign is neck deep right now in the mobilization phase, so that we can finish this campaign strong.
It's great talking with you, sir. And if you're in our neck of the woods in the future, give us a call. Let us know in advance if you would. You've got Lee's number, I'm sure. Just let us know when you're going to be here, and we try to get you on the show live and in person.
I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hal, thank you.
Thank you,
Good
Hal.
luck.
Thank you. Y'all take care.
You too. He's like an interesting gentleman. And looking at his this door hanger thing here, it's he's got a lot of good points.
Yeah, he's very well versed in government.
Apparently.
Yes.
It's very obvious. He
Yes.
knew a whole lot about Air National Guard very quickly, and I really did not expect that,
Right.
to be honest with you.
He's very well versed gentleman. He spent a lot of time in government, you know, like he was chief of staff for Lieutenant Governor Dan Force and for one of our U.S. representatives. And so he's been in the political arena for quite some time, but he's very well educated and versed in government.
Very good.
So
That's what we need.
I like him, yes.
You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME. We're going to take a break, do a little bit of weather, pay a few bills, and we'll be back on the other side. Our number, if you want to chat, 910-333-0139, 910-333-0139.
I have a message from the school system to
Okay.
read when we get back.
Sounds good. You're live and local, Real Talk, and we will be right back.
Don't break a heart or your bank account this Valentine's Day. Be sure to make it a Barnes Diamond Gallery gift for the love in your life. You see, you always get a sweetheart of a deal at Barnes Diamond Gallery. Family owned and operated since 1982. You are guaranteed to find the perfect diamond, emerald, ruby, or sapphire. Barnes Diamond Gallery also has a great selection of earrings, watches, bracelets, necklaces, rings, and pendants that will make that special person happy this Valentine's Day. Barnes Diamond Gallery custom designs jewelry and pays top prices for gold, sterling silver jewelry, sterling flatware, and diamonds. Make that special person feel extra special with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. Family owned and operated since 1982.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 to 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
Great Gas and Oil Company, and of course, Wismart and Chappie's Chicken, located at 4111 Gum Branch Road, right here in Jacksonville. And 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert, has all you need when it comes to convenience for gas, cold beverages, and a great selection for quick pickup essentials. Enjoy fresh, not frozen, delicious meals at Chappie's Chicken, located inside Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert. So if you're in a hurry, get it all. Gas, ice cold beverages, convenience store items, and delicious, fresh, not frozen, Chappie's Chicken at Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. Your one-stop shop for all of your boating and fishing wants. Matters not whether you need them or not. It just matters that you want them. Is Tideline Marine. If it's a new boat that you want, Tideline has a variety to choose from. Now, this you might need to upgrade from the old worn-out outboard motor. You like it, but your motor's just seen better days. Tideline Marine has a selection of American-made, American-powered outboards. The only outboard motors made in the United States, and these are made by Mercury. Then there's the tackle. Let's talk about fishing. The local professional guides shop at Tideline Marine. They make no bones about it. They like to tell, and they will tell, the folks at Tideline what lures they use. That way, Tideline can keep them in stock. And the Tideline team comes through. George buys what the pros want, and he buys extras so that folks like you and me, we're not pros, we can use the same thing that the professionals are fishing with. That's not a brainer. That's a no-brainer out there, period. We're almost into February, a couple of weeks, less than 2 weeks. Time to get your boats in for the springtime once over. Spring is officially 2 months away, but the waters warm up sooner than that. If your motor was giving you a problem when your season ended last year, guess what? That problem, unless you have a genie in your garage, that problem is still with you. Get her done now.
Yes.
Tideline Marine, that just makes sense, right?
Yep.
Tideline Marine and Family, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Offshore today, winds are out of the northeast, pretty calm, 5 to 10, becoming easterly later today. Seas only 2 feet. Dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers a light chop, diminishing to flat later in the day. Tuesday, tomorrow, easterly winds 5 to 10, becoming southeasterly 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas only 2 to 3 feet. Today and tomorrow looking pretty good. Dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Just feel like you're feeling sick. You need some salt water. That's what you need.
Dr. Wave.
When they say gargle with salt water, that's I took it literally.
Of course.
Get in the water and go gargling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Southeasterly winds on Wednesday, 10 to 15 knots. Seas 3 to 5. Sounds and rivers only a moderate chop.
Today, sunny, high of 51. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 33. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 59. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy still with a low of 51, so it gets better overnight. And on Wednesday, mostly cloudy, high of 68, but gusty with 20 miles an hour gusts. But by Friday, it's going to be 72.
Oh, 72.
I'm all about it, Ray.
I have my flip-flops always by the
All
door.
about it.
Kind of.
That's right.
Hit the beach.
Yep.
Get
Well, I
to
don't know about
start
that.
on your tan.
All right, I've got a statement to read by Onslow County Schools. It was sent to me during the beginning of the hour,
Mhm.
and it's an official statement release, and it's going to all the local media outlets that have requested information. So I'm going to read it exactly in its entirety. Good morning. Due to personal scheduling conflicts, the Jacksonville High School cheerleading coaches were not able to attend the Jacksonville High School versus White Oak High School basketball game on Monday, January 15th. This information was known to the squad since Christmas break for the month of January, and it was the expectation that the JHS cheer squad would not be officially participating at Monday's game. A few members of the cheerleading squad attended the game wearing their JHS cheerleading warm-ups. Despite having no coaches present and being reminded by a JHS assistant principal that they were not officially participating, they proceeded to cheer, representing themselves as the JHS cheer squad. The assistant principal present at the game addressed the situation with the students that evening, and the principal JHA's principal, has been meeting with the parents of those involved. While it will be inappropriate to discuss any action taken by the school, I can share that any consequences for violating school and team rules will not involve out-of-school suspension. And it says, thank you, Brent. And that would be Brent Anderson.
Yeah. There you go.
So I'm all about it.
Public
That,
information officer for the school system.
Yes.
So
So,
there you go. So the story that we got in the beginning was a little different from the story we got.
and I have, like I said, I
later.
have no problem with them
Right.
being kicked off the squad, suspended or kicked off. I have no problem with that at all. My only problem I had was them being suspended from school. I didn't think this warranted it. It just didn't.
Yep.
But I have no problem. They kick them off the squad.
Well, I did find one board policy. It's on Jacksonville Hands.
Hey, Timmy, hold on. Don't go away. We'll be right
sorry,
with you.
Tim. And I wonder if it would fall under the BOE policy 4300-4315. It's a disrespect. No student shall behave in a manner considered to be disrespectful to any staff member. So maybe,
I mean,
because that's the closest I could find in the handbook.
Maybe if
Stretch.
she was told, if they were told
Mhm.
by the coach,
They were told
do not
cheer.
cheer.
Then but to me, that's grounds for being kicked off the squad. Kick them off.
Which
I have
is
no
fine.
problem with that. I just didn't think
Well,
they
I'm
need to be
just glad
suspended from
it's
school.
all worked out.
Yes.
And it
Yeah.
looks like
Situation
they'll
resolved.
be able to go to the prom.
Yes.
There we go.
So let's move on.
Exactly.
We're going to move on right now. Moving on down the road. That used to be a moving on trucking show.
yeah,
Remember that?
Yeah.
Hey, Timmy.
Yes, I do. That was an inspiration for me because I remember when they did a show right here at Camp Lejeune.
So I was there.
They did it. Yeah. Oh, you were there?
I was
a little boy. So
Oh, thanks.
Oh, good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Yeah, I do. If I call in, if I dial in, it sounds better on my headset than it actually does on my phone. To be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
But what I'm calling about, got a little, and I told y'all that I looked at the county commissioners list, and I got 3 right now. I was in, I don't know if anybody's called, but I was in the Piggly Wiggly Saturday eating. I call it dinner. Some people call it lunch. And a candidate came in and sat down and introduced himself and said, well, what can I do for y'all? I said, and I just blatantly said, if you can find a way to get rid of Cleveland to get our sales taxes higher, I'd appreciate the heck out of it so we could. I said, and the rest of them, they had a comment. But he came up, and I don't know if he was just trying to start something or he was sincere about it, but he said, well, what would you think about us going back to an all-volunteer rescue squad?
Uh-oh.
And I looked at him, I said, are you crazy? Well, they had volunteered, had better response times. I said, you have really lost your mind. And I lit into this guy. And I said, look, I'm homegrown. You've not been here all your life. And I remember when the volunteer system was here. And we had some great volunteers. And we really did. But we didn't have enough. And I said, we don't have enough paid right now. I guarantee you we're not fully staffed. And I said, how are you going to get with the training that they have to have now? Because back then when they volunteer, they were just EMTs. Now they're paramedics.
That's it. You got
And
it.
I said, you don't want, and I really, really told him what for. I'm not going to tell you who it was, but I got up and one of the and I even mentioned, I didn't mention my name to him. I mentioned my handle. And he had the deer in the headlight look. He didn't know who I was. So it let me know right quick, like, he didn't listen to this show. But he's been on it. I said, so that really, and when I got done, I looked at him, I said, well, I've already picked out 3
And you ain't one of them.
candidates right now, and I still got 3 after seeing you. I've got to go. And so I left him with the rest of the bunch. So I don't know what happened after that, but now he's not getting my vote because I asked him, I said, if you think that would work for the county, why don't you go back to your town and try it? And then if it works, we'll expand.
There you go.
And he just looked at me and he was smiling and he was still smiling when I left. But now I know he got a hold of a can of hornets because now I did light into, I didn't cuss. I didn't raise a bunch of hell, but I just told him how I felt like. And the rest of them were looking at me and they were nodding their head.
Sure.
And I just wanted to say that, look, be careful. If you're running for county commissioner, I hope all of you win that wants it. and deserve it. But now, when you go out to these little places, and the Piggly Wiggly Deli is one of the places people go and visit because you got a breakfast crowd, you got a lunch crowd, you got a supper crowd. And you want to go out there and politics, be careful. Because a lot of them people that sit there are homegrown, and they have been here all their lives, and they know how it is. And I just wanted to say that. And I'm not picking on the fella. I'm not going to mention his name. I really, after the election, I will. And Rafer Brown or Lee or Kelly call me, I'll give it to you.
I know who it is.
I know who you're talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
I guarantee you know what I'm talking about.
And what I would suggest you do, here's the one mistake you made. Okay? At that time, you said you should have said, there's like another individual in this town that, I love him to death, but I don't like his views. And I named a donkey after him. I'm going to name a jackass after you, the next one that's born.
Oh, my Lord.
Well, I did bring up this. I said, if you happen to win, and I know this is going to throw out stuff, I said, if you happen to win and you start rubbing elbows with Walter Scott, you're going to be really big ass trouble. You understand me, son?
Okay.
I said, because Richland's got no use for it.
There
And
you
Buddy,
go.
he's just looking at me with his eyes wide open. So, okay, so he got an earful that day from me, and not just me, there was some more. But I don't know if he'll come back and eat dinner or not.
Probably not.
So, but he's welcome to. But and we get those candidates that come around, and then they'll endorse, they'll throw names up. And the first thing I did when I got my truck, I called the name he threw up. I said, I just want you to know he's throwing your name up. He says, yeah. I don't know why he's doing that, because he said, I'm not really supporting anybody. I'm going to vote. I said, I understand your position. And that was the end of that.
All right.
And,
That sounds good.
yeah. But
Timmy?
I just want to let that be known. And I didn't. But when he looked at me, and he didn't know, because people that listen to this radio show, they don't know my name most of the time. But if you say Donkey Man,
They
they'll
know
look
that
at
one.
me
Everybody knows who,
and-
yeah.
And he had no clue. So that just let me know, number one, he ain't been listening. And he's been on it because I've heard him. But he ain't been listening.
There you go.
So, okay.
I love
But,
you,
there
Tim.
go.
You're the
You
best.
can't- I love y'all too. I really do.
Timmy,
I'd take
you're
a
perfect
all
for us.
three of you. I really would.
Well, I'm coming over as soon as it warms up, just so you know.
And,
But it's
and
just
she's
warm
going
right
she's
now.
going to get on one of the jackasses, and I'm going to take her picture.
I'm gonna take it home. What are
I
you
hope
talking
in
about?
February we have another.
Yeah.
I really think that Rosie's pregnant. Because she's as wide as she is tall right now. And I keep looking. I can't palpate her because she's too small.
Yeah.
But I
saying she's-
bless her heart. I feel sorry for her.
And-
She's walking around, and I just hope it was Gus that is the daddy.
Okay.
I think Theo was too young.
Okay.
Well, you're about to find out.
It'll be good. If it does, I will call you and we'll make a special
Okay.
presentation.
Yeah.
Because if I was a retired guy, I'd come visit y'all more. I really would, because I love y'all, love the show.
I love you being
But
on
y'all
here.
be good, be sweet.
All right.
All right.
And I will talk to you later.
Keep her betwixt the ditches.
All right, bye.
You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME.
Full-time, part-time, Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only carpet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, we're back. We got two callers on the line right now. One of those is Commission Chairman, a former Commission Chairman, now retired, Jack Bright. Hey, Jack, how are you?
Good morning, folks. Good to talk to you folks on this really crisp, cold morning. I was responding to Tim Thomas's call in reference to one of the candidates that was referring to bringing back the volunteer rescue squad. So there was a huge amount of money that the county was providing supplement to the volunteer rescue squads, including rescue squad vehicles for the agencies. But it came to our attention that the volunteer rescue squads, some of them were doing a good job and responding, but on an average and as a whole, they were not responding to the calls that they were getting for emergency situations. And the county rescue squads have a medical review board, and the county has to operate under the license of a medical doctor.
Right.
And the medical review board said that they weren't going to sign off on anybody other than paid county rescue and EMS folks. So we decided to defund and we voted on it to defund the volunteer rescue squads, and that's how that came about. And there was a lot of things going on with the rescue squads that a lot of people didn't know about. I'm not going to mention no particular agency, but there was one volunteer rescue squad that was actually using the rescue squad vehicle to take the kids to the prom and back. So,
oh, that's BS.
That's just not right.
No.
Well, we talking about maybe $2-3 million. I don't know the exact number now, but there's $2 or $3 million that we're funding for the volunteer rescue squads. And in the day when we didn't have the county EMS, that was really a good thing because there wasn't no way to, get an ambulance and transport other than the old funeral homes that would run their ambulances out and pick up people and take them to the hospital or take them. But it's come a long way, and I know that the county EMS folks are really shorthanded now, and every day, even if we were to get fully staffed, which they may be now, but even if they were to get fully staffed now with the population like it is and the need for rescue squads, we still wouldn't be able to keep up the pace. So it was decided by the board to defund the volunteer rescue squads and focus that money towards the volunteer fire departments. And we have, I think it's about 18 volunteer fire departments. That number may not be exactly accurate right now. But anyway, that was the reason that we did away with it. And the medical review board said that they will not sign off on any rescue squads unless they are under the county and paid by the county.
Well, I understand that. I understand that, though.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
Well, I understand there was a lot of abuse, misuse of the money back then. There was one year, several municipalities, the rescue squads there were misusing the money allocated by the county.
That was the one of them he was talking about, taking
Right.
kids to the prom.
I bet there was another one.
There was another municipality. I think it was Richlands,
Mhm.
wasn't it?
Yeah, there was another one that there was. I can't remember what jurisdiction that was in, but yeah, they were actually charged with fraud with misappropriation of county funds.
Wow.
And I think they were convicted of it also. But when you don't have your thumb, volunteers are volunteers, and you really don't have your thumb on them, and you allocate the money to them. But it's like the school board. The county allocates money to the school board, but we don't have a role in telling them how to spend it.
Right. Okay. Hey, Jack, appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
I thought I'd clear that up. Thank you a lot.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Oh, I found a good news story. I'll bring it up in a minute. But Mike McHugh text,
Yeah.
and he's on his way also with the mayor of
Oh, good.
Swansboro, John Davis, to this meeting in Raleigh, and he will be doing Facebook Lives. So I will definitely share
Okay.
them on
Sounds
our
good.
page.
Thank you. Mr. Commissioner, Vice Chairman Robin Knapp, how are you, sir?
Hey, good morning, folks. Hey, I just wanted to give a shout out. I know that Paul and Tim are on their way to Raleigh. They're listening to go to the insurance hearing. I was scheduled to go with them, but I had a conflict because we had the grand opening of the Behavioral Health Urgent Care Center here at the Dix Crisis Center.
Oh, good.
Where we've taken the front portion of the building and basically made it a urgent care first stop shopping, so to speak, before you are admitted to the Dix Crisis Center. It's been about 3 years in the making. And, I want to thank Trillium and RI International, and the people of Onslow County, Craven County, that have participated in this jointly. It's been a long project from day one to get the Dix Crisis Center up and running. Thanks to Senator Lazar, we got the funding, and we have a joint funding project that we do with the counties that I mentioned, and I think it's wonderful. And this is a big step for us, and hopefully we can keep moving forward and one day get a bigger facility located in Onslow County to address substance abuse and mental health. So
That would be
real
good.
excited about that. Yep. So
That would be
just wanna
right.
let everybody know that we're doing that this morning at 9 o'clock. And Tim and Paul, I know you can hear me. Give them heck. Don't get in their faces and make sure that they understand that we don't want an insurance rate hike. And I know they're going to do well. So they're looking forward to it. And they should be there. They should be in Raleigh probably within the next 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, probably so. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good one. You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at a locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. And remember, join Pig Perks and earn 1 point for every dollar spent. How about 10 pounds or more fresh ground chuck, just $2.99 a pound? Boneless ribeye steak, $10.99 a pound. Fresh ground chuck patties, just $4.79 a pound. Whole boneless pork loin, $1.79 a pound. Thick boneless pork chops, just $2.79 a pound. Boneless chicken thighs are only $2.99 a pound. Whole shoulder, clod heart is only $4.59 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, you get a 5-pound bag of russet potatoes, just $2.99 a bag. 3-pack crisp romaine hearts, $2.99 a pack. Granny Smith or Honey Crisp apples is just $1.79 a pound. How about a 5-pound bag of Yukon Gold potatoes, just $3.99. The 8-ounce size package of sliced or whole mushrooms is just $1.99, and Haas avocados are just 99 cents each. Remember to join Pig Perks and earn 1 point for every dollar spent. And you get 3 6-packs of the 16-ounce size of Pepsi Mountain Dew for just $12. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. And remember, say big with the pig.
Wismart and Chappie's Chicken. And for over 50 years, Great Gas and Oil Company has kept our community comfortable year-round with quality heating and cooling products and dependable service. In addition to heating and air conditioning service, Great Gas and Oil Company does generators, tankless water heaters, and quality appliance repair. For service, phone 910-347-7138. Locally owned and operated by Jerry and Jeff Allen and Bobby and Louise Williams.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And I just about got lost there. I didn't know where I was for a second, but we're back.
All right. We have a road closure to make people aware about. And it's going to be closed for, as it says on here, multiple days. So this morning at 8 o'clock, so about almost an hour ago, crews will start to work on installing 2 drainage pipes on Barbie Road in Richlands. Today's closure will last until 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Then a second closure will happen between 8 a.m. Thursday and 5 p.m. Friday. Officials say the closures on Barbie Road will be about a mile from Huffmantown Road. DOT says drivers should use Huffmantown Road and Richlands Loop as a detour. So I just want to let everybody know.
Find another route, y'all.
Yep, just go around.
Get a horse.
Yeah.
Get a donkey.
Get a jetpack and fly over it.
There you go.
Just saying.
You really want one of those
I
things,
do
don't
want
you?
one, but they're just so expensive.
Would
I don't pay
you?
that money.
Would you even go up in it?
Yeah, I actually would. Believe it or not, shockingly, yes, I would.
The lady who is paranoid about everything,
I'm not paranoid about everything.
other than jetpacks, what are you?
I have
paranoid
bungee
about?
jumped before. Believe it or
You're
not,
nuts.
I walked across a bridge in Ireland over this rickety wooden bridge that they have to close in high winds because it'll blow you right off into the water. Yeah. So no, I'm not paranoid about everything.
Okay.
I'm paranoid about sickness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm paranoid about eating
People-
food that people cook in their kitchens because you never know. I've seen photographs of people got their pets all up on the counters and
Yeah.
everything. That's just gross.
Well, the pets are safer. And
I don't want somebody's cat's tail, literally the fluffy tail, dipped in the chili or something. That's just gross to me. I saw a picture of that. It's just
I'm
gross.
afraid that the cat would come unglued if you dipped his
Well,
tail
this
in the
cat was
chili.
just sitting there
'cause
chilling,
it's
his little
hot.
tail sticking in. It's just gross.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
All right.
no,
Yeah.
but I would jetpack.
Mm.
I'd probably wear a helmet
Hey, you better carry a parachute
and maybe a parachute strapped to my back. But I would do it.
because
Just-
they won't open up at low altitudes.
I'd
They'll
like to
leave
try. I
you-
know. I'd have to jetpack. I don't know. Jetpacks don't go that high, do they? I don't think
No,
so.
I guess they do, but I don't know how high they can go.
I wouldn't think.
I
they'd go
remember
that
the
high.
first one I ever saw was on TV at a football game
Oh yeah.
during halftime.
Oh, I've
That
seen
was
those.
part of the entertainment.
No, I don't want that kind of creepy jetpack. That's just like weird. They were loop-de-looing and all that stuff. I just want one that's going point A to point B me.
Mm.
Yeah, just fly me to where I need to go.
Well, you need to try one out first. And
I know, I'd like to
I'd
try it
suggest
and
you
see.
try it over something with some soft
Like
landings.
a cushion. Yeah.
Like water.
Like a giant inflatable, like a mattress or something. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you need to just
Like
strap.
those things when you fall out of buildings that the fire department puts down to try to
Yeah.
catch you. Yeah. I don't know what that's called.
It's
But
like a trampoline. but
yeah,
you
something
don't
like that.
bounce up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Could do that. And by the way, folks, there's kids are out of school until Wednesday.
Why?
So it's teacher work days today and tomorrow in Onslow County schools.
When do they start getting 2 work days in a row?
But they got a lot of work to, it's end of grades and the high school kids just took the exams and I think report
That's a
cards are
lot of
coming out.
work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they'll get today and tomorrow because my grandson was quite upset. He was missing 2 days of school. So for y'all to be aware, be careful because that means kids are going to be out. Well, it's cold, but they don't care. Out on bikes, maybe walking around, whatever. So
Uh-huh.
just take caution when you're out there riding around since these kids are out of school
And
for 2
also
days.
be sure you lock your cars if you don't normally lock them in the driveway,
Yeah.
because you can rest assured
Yeah.
thievery increases.
It does increase. Yes. Agreed.
So
Yep.
Well, that's the only good thing about it being in the teens the last couple of nights. It's too cold to go out.
Well, they'll
Thieves
get out
don't
there.
care.
I
They'll
don't-
just dress
I don't.
warmly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you read more reports though during the
when
summer,
they had
warmer nights.
when we had snow days when I was in school,
Yes.
we spent the time outside.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That-
sure.
In bad weather, that ski mask won't look out of place.
No,
Hey, one thing about it though, if they're messing around cars at night in the snow, you can just follow the tracks. Follow the Fresh Prince.
yes. Oh no, the Fresh Prince of Jacksonville, right?
Yes.
Nah, butter.
Will you please pet this dog? Because she's swatting her tail.
Oh, come
Oh.
on. Oh, God.
She leaped.
Because she
She
likes
leapt.
that massage
She
Lee gives
loves
her.
me. She
Yeah.
loves
Lee's been trying to steal her from Candy. Just saying.
Shh, don't tell.
Oh,
From
okay. I'm
Allie.
sorry. I shouldn't say.
She
Allie's probably
disappears.
listening.
I don't want them looking this way.
Mhm.
But they'll follow the Fresh Prince to your house.
There you go.
Do
But
we
then
have
anyway,
any guests lined up for tomorrow?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Who do we
And-
have coming on tomorrow?
I have to get my book. Look, this morning started rough.
Hold on. See if I can pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
I know you
Oh,
emailed
that's
me.
right.
Yeah. Okay. Now I got to put my glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay,
And
here
I
we go.
just closed it out.
I got it. Yep, I had it up there. Michelle Holly.
Yeah, she's
she's running for Onslow County Board of Education.
she will be in the studio with us. I
Yes.
think at 7:30.
And then at 8:30, Colby Bear Hammonds, he's coming in by phone for NC Commissioner of Agriculture.
Yeah, I had a
Colby
nice.
Bear?
Yeah, Bear is his nickname. But
Oh, okay.
I had quite a conversation with him, and he was enjoyable to talk to.
Okay, cool. And is the Commissioner of Agriculture?
Yes,
No,
yes,
Commissioner of
agriculture.
Yeah,
Yeah, his family owns a farm, so they've been in the farming business for quite some time.
Excellent.
yeah. Well, that would make him.
Looking forward to it.
I would say
Interesting, yeah.
yes.
Maybe I could get some advice from him.
Right.
All right.
Advice
I'd like to know what a Commissioner of Agriculture does. So I'm curious.
for growing your plants. Yes, it's almost time to get started.
I'm about to steal one of your pineapples. I'm just saying. You notice.
Taking the other one.
Yeah.
Robbie's got him on camera, believe it or not.
We'll just
There's cameras all
we'll
over this
disable
place.
those cameras. Now run. Yeah.
All right. Well, that would be a dead giveaway, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because
Your
you know
clue.
Kelly don't run. Yeah.
Running from the scene of the crime.
And a
Yes.
pineapple plant missing. Yeah, it was probably
It
all
doesn't
work.
take long to put 2 and 2 together. That's enough probable cause
I
right
would
there.
fall carrying that thing. I just noticed,
Probably
much
would.
as I am, I would totally fall.
And then to be a dirt trail all the way
Yeah.
to her vehicle.
Oh,
All
it'd
right.
be a
We
mess.
would never get away with it, Kelly.
No, I know.
Well, coming up next right now is what's that thing that we do? It's called Fox News.
Yes.
Like in Fox.com. we'll have Peter in there on Wednesday.
Our Healthcare Wednesday.
So anyway, coming up next is Fox News, and then at 10 o'clock this morning, another dose of our Daily D's. I was listening to him over the weekend.
He's a
Friday.
hoot.
He is
I
a
was
hoot.
listening to him Friday, and he said something, so I went to the website. But what he was talking about was not on his website like he said it was going to be. So we're working on getting him on the air here.
Very good.
Because he's
I
hanging
sent a
out in
message to him a while
Kentucky.
back. Yeah,
He's in Kentucky these days.
that's good because
Same time zone.
yeah, because before he was in California,
Yep.
and I sent a message to see if he'd call in.
Yeah, but we'll work on him.
Yes.
We exchange promos. We do some for him. He does some
Yes.
for us. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME. And at 3 o'clock today, Rick's going to hand it off to the man, the one and the only Hollywood man right here on WSME971.com.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, 246 CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster.